4 points clear at the top of Division 1. 2 goals in 2 minutes from the former Celtic striker helped sink Birmingham at St Andrews. That gives Van Hooijdonk 31 goals so far this season and looks likely to ensure a speedy return to the Premiership for Forest.
Forest, top of the tree, and the millions they paid Celtic for Pierre Van Hooijdonk is looking a banker investment to get them back to where they came from last season. The meeting of the league's 2 best defences never threatened too many goals. The carrot for Birmingham was a playoff place if they could topple the leaders. For much of the match, they looked the most likely winners as well. Peter Undlove hit the bar in the first half. Then they took the lead just after the hour after McCarthy was knocked down in the box. Undlove sent most of the full house into raptures. 1-0 was the way it looked like staying until 7 minutes from time. Van Hooijdonk got free, Michael Johnson tripped him, and the Birmingham defender was sent off. He might well have saved his side a certain goal, but it mattered not. Van Hooijdonk's free kick brought Forest level. 3 minutes later, it was all double Dutch to Birmingham. Van Hooijdonk banked his second, and the smash and grab raid was complete.
Just tell us what happened when Johnson was sent off. You were clean through, was it?
I was clean through, but as soon as I got the ball, I know he was coming on my right-hand side, so I crossed him with the ball, and he just touched me. Not a big foul, but it's a foul. It wasn't clean through. He knew it by himself, so before you know, people start to call you a cheat or something. He said right away that he touched me, so yeah, the free kick went in, and then soon after the second one.
How many goals is it this season now?
31.
31, I mean, that's pretty good. You're hopeful of making the World Cup squad for Holland, possibly?
Yeah, of course, but first of all, you have to make sure that we get promoted. That's the main target. And after that, then there is a summer.
And the Championship?
Yeah, you know, to be honest, I don't really care if we end up first or second, as long as we get up.
We gave Sunderland the chance to go second if they could beat a rejuvenated Portsmouth at the Stadium of Light.
With their eyes firmly on promotion, Peter Reid warned his players that Portsmouth were the form side of the division. Alan Ball repaid the compliment by putting Paul Hall on his own ahead of a team of defenders, but in the first half there still didn't seem to be enough of them. They held out for a quarter of an hour before Michael Gray found room down the left for Kevin Phillips to score his 26th goal of the season. Second half, 2 strikers up front, and Portsmouth started to pose a threat. Michael Gray's desperate clearance went close to giving them the equaliser. So did substitute John Aloisi. But in the end, it was the Sunderland keeper, Lionel Perez, who Pompey had to thank. Just what he was trying to do was anyone's guess. Paul Hall was left with the easiest of goals, while the unfortunate Darren Williams was left with a headache. That seemed enough to extend Portsmouth's unbeaten run to 8 until Alan Johnston sent the defenders one way while he went the other.
It's not one of our best
place for goals. Ipswich fans had seen their side score 20 in the previous 5 home games, and they only had to wait a couple of minutes against Wolves. Dean Richards tried in vain to keep the ball out, but the referee ruled that David Johnson had collected his 26th of the season. Hans Segers kept Wolves in the game, but the Dutch keeper was eventually beaten by Holland. Matt Holland firing home when the corner wasn't cleared. England under-21 international Jamie Scowcroft made it 3. Ipswich denting Wolves' playoff hopes while enhancing their own promotion prospects. But Charlton stay above them in the table with a 3-0 win of their own. New signing Danny Mills on target after just 3 minutes. Crewe were cut apart by Charlton's swift passing, Sean Newton getting a second just before half-time. Mark Kinsella got the third. Alan Kirbishley's side have now won 19 league games this season. By contrast, Chris Kamara was still waiting for his first victory since taking over at Stoke. QPR's Ian Dowie took pity on this predicament by beating his own keeper. Stoke were 2 up early in the second half. Dean Crowe flying in from the wing and bringing Rangers down to earth. Simon Barker pulled a late goal back from the spot, but Rangers are drifting into a relegation battle, only 3 points above the danger zone. Not a bad day either for Stoke's neighbours Port Vale. They looked to be heading for defeat at West Brom when Bob Taylor made it 2-1. But Albion were Martin foiled. A last-minute equaliser giving Port Vale a valuable point. quick check on are now 4 points clear of Sunderland. Middlesbrough will regain second place if they beat Norwich at the Riverside tomorrow. That's live on Sky Sports with a 1 o'clock kick-off. Charlton stay fourth, Ipswich fifth. At the other end,
Middlesbrough have moved back to within 2 points of leaders Nottingham Forest in the First Division. They beat Norwich 3-0 at the Riverside Stadium to overtake Sunderland for second place.
There was no Paul Merson, no Andy Townsend in the Borough lineup, so Hamilton Rickard was handed his debut. The Colombian international impressed from the start, his strength plain to see, although his finishing not quite there. Borough, desperate for the points to move back into the automatic promotion spot, took the lead after 20 minutes. Gianluca Festa threaded through for Neil Maddison. Middlesbrough thought that they should have been given the chance to extend their lead. The ref, though, ignored calls for a foul on Alan Armstrong. Middlesbrough continued their pressure in the second half. Hamilton Rickard added to his first half chances. The Borough built on their lead in the 71st minute. Alan Armstrong with a low volley powered in. They then added their third with minutes remaining, a goalmouth scramble. Mikael Beck claiming the final touch. Middlesbrough then move above north-east rivals Sunderland into second place. Norwich, though, remain 5 points from the danger zone. Jane Lewis, Sky News.